Exactly. They want to see how well you can organize your ideas and speak coherently for an extended period of time.
So it's like testing your fluency and stuff.
Exactly. And your ability to stay on topic and develop your ideas.
Got it. Okay, so you survived the long term. What's next?
Then we move on to part 3, which is the discussion.
Okay.
So in this part, the examiner will ask you broader questions related to the topic you talked about in part 2.
Okay, so it's still connected to the same theme.
Exactly. But now they're going to push you a little bit further to think more abstractly.
Interesting. So like what kind of questions?
Well, for example, if you talked about a time you were late in part 2,
Okay.
part 3 might ask you about the importance of punctuality in your culture,
Hmm.
or how being late is perceived by friends or colleagues,
Okay.
or even the wider societal impacts of time management.
So it's less about your personal experiences and more about the bigger picture.
Right, exactly. They want to see if you can analyze issues, discuss different perspectives, and use more sophisticated language.
Okay, so it sounds like part 3 is really stepping up the difficulty.
It definitely requires a different set of skills than the first 2 parts.
Okay, so we've got the roadmap of the test now.
Mm.
What are the examiners actually listening for? What makes a good speaking performance?
So there are 4 key assessment criteria that examiners use to evaluate your speaking.
Okay, 4 things to keep in mind.
And they're often referred to as the 4 pillars of the IELTS speaking test.
Okay, the 4 pillars. What's the first one?
The first pillar is fluency and coherence.
Okay, fluency and coherence. So like how smoothly you can speak.
Right. It's about speaking at a natural pace without too many hesitations or repetitions.
Okay.
And also about connecting your ideas logically so that the listener can follow your train of thought.
So it's not just about talking fast, it's about making sense.
Exactly. They want to see that you can speak fluidly and coherently.
Gotcha. Okay, so what kinds of things can you do to improve your fluency and coherence?
Well, a big part of it is practice speaking as much as possible.
Right, just getting comfortable speaking.
And it's also helpful to pay attention to how you use connecting words and phrases.
Like those transition words we always talk about.
Exactly. Things like however, because therefore, on the other hand, those kinds of things.
Right, using those naturally to link your ideas together.
Exactly, but you also don't want to overuse them.
Oh, interesting. So there's like a sweet spot.
Yeah, too many connecting words can actually sound unnatural and scripted.
I guess that makes sense. It's about finding that balance.
Right, and sounding like you're having a normal conversation.
Okay, what's the next pillar?
The second pillar is lexical resource,
Lexical resource.
which basically means vocabulary.
Okay, so how many words you know?
Kinda, but it's more than that.
Gotcha.
It's about using a wide range of vocabulary and choosing the right words for the context.
So not just using the same basic words over and over again.
Right. They want to see that you have a good grasp of different vocabulary and that you can use it accurately and appropriately.
Okay, so what are some